Hello, and welcome to my podcast, Moving and Listening. In this podcast, you will find two things. Number one, guided movement sessions, and number two, a talking format. The movement sessions will have always two parts. At the beginning, just a few minutes, something for you to arrive, a grounding. And then something not longer than 10 minutes I call floating, where I will guide you through that you can get into motion and, if you want, even into bigger movements in space. The talking format will be just me talking, or together with someone I will invite about something I'm interested in or what is on my mind and could be interesting for you as well. There will be episodes in German and in English. You will find the indication in each episode's title. My name is Matis Glanschitker. I'm a dancer and choreographer, coach and trainer, and also the developer of embodied communication practice. Enjoy. Hello. Today I would like to talk about radical acceptance. It is a thing I had to learn myself. I had to learn it the hard way in my life to be able to accept things and to let go of them. But when I understood, it really helped me to be able to move forward. I like to give you an image, maybe to illustrate this a bit. When you hold a glass of water, this glass has a certain weight, right? The weight you need to carry. And if you hold it for a minute, it won't be a problem. But probably after 5 minutes, you would realize the weight in your hand and you would like to get rid of it. And let's say after 10 minutes, it would most probably feel very heavy actually already. And if you would hold on to it for half an hour, let's say, your arm would start to get numb. And if you would hold on to it even longer, your arm might get paralyzed. But the matter of fact is that the weight of the glass of water in your hand had never changed. It's the factor of the time you're holding on to it, which made it heavier and heavier, and in the end unbearable. And I'd like to tell an example of my own life where I now radically had to accept things and learn from it. So as a dancer, quite trained also with all kinds of body work and self-awareness, I thought that in my life until now, my body always was a very sensitive and also really helpful indicator for what I need. And in return, I used to know what I need to help myself. Simple examples like use specific massage items to soften my muscles, or take enough breaks, or go running to release stress, or even running to get back in a more active state when I had the feeling I need this. But so suddenly, through a very severe crisis in my life, all my recipes for myself just didn't work anymore. Like the tools for the self-massage, they didn't help, but made it even worse. And running became agony, and so on. All these tools I had developed and kind of kept me in my flow, they just didn't work anymore. And that was not very easy for me. I felt pretty helpless, but my body was so clear and screamed and continued screaming, stop everything you thought you know, stop. And yeah, that was really hard because also patience was never my forte. And for a very long time, I held on to wanting it to go away and to get back to how it was before the crisis. But I had to give up this inner struggle driven from my resistance, And that took much more time. But in the end, I realized it was inevitable. And when I finally was able to do it, when I fully accepted, when it was clear I had to let go the image of myself I wanted to keep, to hold on to, when I managed to do this, and here I'm, I'm still feeling like still within a process which leads to an open result of a different matters in the future. I don't really know how this matters will look like, but all this helped me. Suddenly, I started to like this. I realized it's actually a big chance. I finally could let go. That I need to know, that I need to plan, that I need to navigate everything to keep the pace and the flow I had before. No, I finally can accept that there are so many things which are out of my control, and that actually, after one accepted this truly, it's quite a relief. And also, what I realized is that there's again headspace for new thoughts. I suddenly have the potential again to analyze and find new solutions and embrace this, that there are different and new things coming now. I still don't really know how they look like, but it's quite exciting that there will be something else. And I wouldn't have had the chance if I still would hold on to the heavy glass in my hand and couldn't think of anything else than my numb arm. So, yeah. And I would also like to, in this context, I would like to quote my lovely and bright friend, Liubov Sliusareva. She's a Ukrainian artist, filmmaker, photographer, currently living in London. We had a long conversation about acceptance, as we both find it quite difficult ourselves, but nobody said it would be easy, right? She was talking about people who are constantly in this state of working for a possible situation in the future, which creates this unfortunate state of not being able to be in the here and now. So one cannot see the things surrounding one, the possibilities, the chances, the pleasures, and also not even the actual risks and dangers, which we need to be able to see to prevent them, right? And her amazing image was, if we would all live in the ocean, these people are constantly thinking and talking of the land they want to find and how it looks like, and that it is their aim to get there. And in the meantime, they're nearly drowning. Or they are drowning. And instead, we should follow the dolphins, the fish, and the whales, because they are offering us a ride to unexpected lovely spots and places. And what I find fascinating is that most of these people seem to believe that their plan could even be achieved in the way they are designing it. But our impact is so limited. The factors playing into what will be in 5 or 10 years are so complex and not controllable by us. Even our real impact ourselves is constantly impacted by external people, events, etc. So I think the only chance we have is to radically accept what is now. And when we do this, we can see so much more of what is already there we didn't even see before. Because when we accept and let go, we detached emotionally and therefore free the capacity to rationally analyze the complexity of the situation and find a new perspective and possible solutions, right? Because it surrounds me and us these days so strongly, I would also to briefly apply this radical acceptance thought to the situation in the world these days. So Um, we're living with multiple crises everywhere. Trump and the administration, wars in Ukraine, Gaza, and so on. The list would be endless. What I find difficult personally is the constant indignation about every event which gets digitally transported between us every second. And this actually drives everyone mad and doesn't change a thing. And the cancelling out of each other as a reaction is even topping this. It fuels the feeling of separation. It diminishes the potential to listen, to analyze, to understand, and then to get to common decisions, which only can be compromises, as we are humans. And we're humans, and we're all individuals, and therefore we're all different. So, I mean, if we radically honor this, then compromises after listening and negotiation is the only way I can see. But therefore, we have to first accept each situation as it is, with all its complexity and everything we don't like about it. And just to add on that very global issue, we shouldn't be surprised also about the world situation and politics which is going on. I mean, there were so many and always be crises, and we just have to accept this. Only then we have the chance to, with a calm mind, to find a way out of it. Listen, analyze, compromise. Okay, but back to the more personal radical acceptance process. I'd like to share some thoughts which might be necessary and useful for acceptance and letting go in specific crisis moments. And I start with one of the probably hardest one. It's not very romantic, but maybe that's a very good example where I really believe that this radical acceptance is really necessary and helpful. So if, this thought of this one love will never be the same again like before, if you truly accept it, this love has the chance to become something in a new shape. Maybe it will be smaller, different. Maybe it will become a friendship. Maybe you will find love again for each other one day in a new way. Or another situation, you will never be able to move, walk, dance the same way like before. If you truly accept it, your movements, walks, dances can have a new look, a new shape, in a different style, in a different speed, in unexpected, beautiful ways. And a third situation, your family will never be like you always made yourself believe it is or would be. If you truly accept it, you can see your family in a new light, how they really are, and find a new view and feeling towards them, forgiving, compassion, love, or find a healthy, necessary distance, be able to focus on the things you share and enjoy together or others. I'm aware that all this sounds quite harsh, but I really believe in many situations that this radical acceptance is the really necessary way to be able to move on and to regain capacity for new joy, pleasure, opportunities, and love. And so to finish my thoughts on radical acceptance today, I would suggest to change the question in a process of radical acceptance. It should not be anymore, how am I still? What will I lose? But instead, it should be, who will I become? Who can I become? Who do I want to become? And with these last words, I wish you a delightful day. And if you want to share your thoughts and questions and comments, just put them down in the comments of the episode. Hear you soon. Goodbye.